What's going on, everyone? My name is Jeff, and boy, do we have a disaster going on right now. Guys, all I ask is that you please do not all panic, okay? This is about the third or fourth time that we have had major volatility as a result of this US and China trade war. And at some point, you do have to think the world's political figures are going to get together. It seems like the only resolution now is a trade agreement, okay? It does not seem to me like there's any option but President Trump and President Xi sitting down and making a trade agreement. So let's talk about what happened in the stock market today. Back on the 2nd of August, which was on Friday, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed at 26,477 points, guys, and it opened up at almost immediately a 500 to 600 point decline, as you can see right here, guys. All it did was get worse all day long. And during some periods today, guys, was almost at 1,000 point loss. At 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it looks like that's when we got our absolute closest to touching a full 1,000 points. I know it was like 970 points fell off the Dow today. But this right here is pretty much how the day ended, okay? So the Dow is resting right now at 25,717 points. And all pre-market implications for tomorrow are showing that we are going to be about 500 to 600 points in the red again tomorrow. So get ready for more. I just really want to encourage everybody, please do not panic sell, okay? I've seen so many people between Facebook and Twitter. As a matter of fact, I just seen somebody post about 15 minutes ago on Facebook that their portfolio was at about a 17% loss, and that they were going to go ahead and sell out of all their positions in the morning and start completely over. I just beg that you please do not do those kinds of things, guys. We do not know what the full result of this is going to be. You know, that's why I always encourage you, anytime the indexes are up towards all-time highs, please do not invest all of your money. Make sure you have money on the sidelines, or at least make sure you have an income stream so you can keep investing. I really do want to see where the bottom of this falls. I am going to talk about where I plan to make my investments at what point in the indexes that I plan to invest more money. I want to go over my 3 stocks to short video that I made the other night, guys, because again, when the markets are up at all-time highs, I think it is such a benefit to have some put options in your portfolio. And the same goes for when we're into these massive declines. I do not think we're ready yet, but conversely, when the markets are taking big declines, that is a good time to start buying call options. So let's talk about all of the day's events. You know what to do, guys. Make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video. I appreciate all the support. And make sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. So let's go over this just a little bit, guys. I think most of you have a pretty good idea of what all is going on, but the seriousness of this, it has just been taken up a full notch, okay? China has added its own currency to the weapons it is willing to use in the trade war with the United States, and is now up to Donald Trump to determine how much further the situation can escalate. China on Monday allowed its currency to slide below what has been a psychological red line, the key 7 yuan to the dollar level for the first time since 2008, okay? China also halted new purchases of U.S. agricultural products, according to the state-run media. Now, the market has already been in somewhat of a tailspin, coming off the all-time highs. Like I said, guys, when the Dow Jones was at 27,300 plus points, we were already down around 900 points coming out of Friday's trading session. Now, as of today, we are down another 700 to 800 points. And China really picked 2 sore spots for President Trump, who has protested the strong dollar and rallied against other countries he says are weakening their own currencies for trade advantage. So what I think this really does, guys, it forces Trump back to the negotiating table and also forces him to play nicely, okay? And unfortunately, guys, I think the market is going to get hit pretty good and hard this time because fear is very, very high right now. Can I sit here and tell you where I think the indexes are going to hit a bottom? Honestly, guys, I don't know. It really depends on how long this goes on for. And the nature of this trade war right now is very, very unpredictable. My suggestion is to leave yourself plenty of room to fall and don't be too quick to invest, okay? So now, just for all intents and efficiency purposes, I'm just going to use the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Obviously, I do pay a lot of attention to the Russell 2000, the NASDAQ, and the S&P 500, but I'm just kind of assuming that you all can kind of dress the other indexes off the Dow. The Dow hit a high around the 15th of July, guys. That's when it hit 27,364 points. So where do I plan to get in most of my portfolios, my long-term investment portfolios, and cost average down? Well, I want to see at least a 10% decline from the all-time highs. So at 27,398 points, 10% of that is 2,739 points. So the first place that I will want to take roughly maybe 25 to 30% of my loose cash and cost average down any long-term positions is going to be when the Dow hits 24,500 points, roughly somewhere in there. I know I'm not going to hit it exactly on the head, but that is where I will look to cost average down on my first strike. Now, as you can see, I have a method to this, okay? At 10%, I would be willing to buy in some more. Then again at 20%, then again at 30%, and being the nature of this is really so difficult to predict, and I think it's going to be almost impossible to say exactly when this is going to stop or where a bottom is going to set in. I would say have yourself prepared to buy in maybe 4 or 5 different times. And who knows, guys, we might see a 50% decline on the indexes. I don't want to mislead you. A global recession is very possible. Still seems very unlikely. I do want to keep optimism high. But like I always say, prepare for the worst and hope for the best. The first place I will be looking to invest will be around 24,500 points. I think that is a very reasonable level to start buying in. And from where we're currently sitting at, I'm saying another 1,200 points needs to fall off the Dow. And then real quick, guys, let's talk about my 3 stocks to short in my put options video I made just a couple of days ago. Well, I kept a watch list on Webull, and here are those 3 stocks right now, guys. So, Range Resource, they dropped about 7% today. GameStop dropped close to 2%, which really that trailed the indexes, but you have to understand GameStop is at such a huge deficit and has been trading down for 5 years now that there is probably some buy pressure and just some actual lack of volume that this stock isn't being pushed too hard either way. But in the long term, I still see it going down a lot. However, let me point this out. Blue Apron actually took a gain today, traded up a little over 0.3% during the normal trading day, and then in after hours traded up 11% to $8.70. So right now, while that stock has a pretty nice sizable gain, up like I said, over 11%, might be a good time to start looking at some put options, okay? Now, I know you do have to pay a very big premium to short that stock, but I think you could find puts very, very reasonably priced. Even going back here to the 16th of July, that's when Blue Apron traded itself up to $13 a share. Like I said, has been all pretty much downhill since. And the past 5 days have been pretty much abysmal for Blue Apron, running off roughly 20% of its share price. So, but it has rebounded to $8.70. If we do see a spike on this stock in the morning, I think this would create a good opportunity to kind of watch it and then price out some put options. And of course, the momentum of the downward trading market should pull this back down in no time. That's definitely going to be on my morning agenda. Alright guys, so I just want to reiterate, we're going to have to take these issues one day at a time. There's not a comprehensive answer that me or any expert could give you right now. Let's take a brief look at US stock futures. Now, these numbers aren't necessarily accurate. These are just data metrics that pretty much stay updated minute to minute. Is that the Dow is already showing a 200-point decline, and so its current level could be trading at around 25,300. The NASDAQ is down around 62 points, and the S&P down around 23 points. So I think go ahead and prepare for tomorrow pretty much to get more of the same. And guys, I will stay very plugged into this. Keep in mind, do not be scared to short stocks. Do not be scared to play put options. There is a way to make money in a bear market, okay? You might have to eat some calls, and you might have to sit on some positions that you've just recently bought into. I know I've invested into a couple of new companies recently, but like I just mentioned, I do plan to cost average those down, and I will also very diligent about finding new income streams to make more money for investment. So leave your thoughts and comments. Guys, I am really interested in to know what all you guys are thinking. Where is this going to end? Are we headed for a global recession? And we all know we're going to get some very attractive entry points in some stocks we do not own. That is probably one of the most exciting things about all of these opportunities. You're going to buy into stocks that you do not own at some very attractive price points. So thank you guys for watching the video and have an awesome day.